So if you stumbled upon this video and you're a first-time father in his first year, I think this video can help you. I'm a father of three, and I've gone through the first year of fatherhood 3 times. And I know the mental anguish it can have on the mind. And I know when I went through it, I had questions that I sometimes kept to myself and would never address internally. And it made fatherhood a lot more difficult. 5 years into my fatherhood journey now, I have a 5-year-old son, a 3-year-old daughter, and just recently a almost 1-year-old daughter now. And I think at this point in my life, I have the experience, I have the maturity, and I have the time to make these videos addressing some of those questions that I think can really help a new dad out there who is struggling in their first year. So when did I become just a dad? I think early on for me, I struggled with the fact that I was just a dad. Even today, 5 years into fatherhood, I often find myself dropping my kids off at school or daycare and introducing myself as Theo's dad or Zoe's dad. And, although I'm very proud of that, I know better now that I need to find things or find pockets of time that allow me to not be a dad, allow me to be me. And I know now that in order to be the best dad I can be, I need that time. I think early on in fatherhood, you're just a dad, and that is the best job in the world, and that is the number one priority. But I remember early on for me, with my first child, I got so wrapped into that role that I became obsessive and researched everything, and all my weekends were about the baby. And at one point I just got burnt out, right? And at one point colleagues at work would ask, how's your weekend? And I would just say, hey, this week we're potty training, or this week we're doing tummy time, or this week we're doing this, introducing solids, right? Like it was just all about the baby that, I stopped exercising. I just slept late. It's just, I was just a dad, and nothing wrong with being just a dad, but I lost who I was before I became a dad. And I slowly had to just find, rediscover my old hobbies, or, go for walks, or start waking up early to exercise more. I needed more time. I needed to find pockets of time that allowed me to stay away from being a dad. Because when I was just a dad, it was the most fulfilling job in the world. But, when you're just a dad, you need those breaks, man. You need that time away. You need to find things that recharge your battery, right? That give you peace of mind, that just give you quiet. And that's, one of the reasons I'm out here, doing this YouTube thing outside, and finding a new hobby, and going for walks, and, rediscovering old hobbies like Pokemon cards, and cooking more, right? Like these are all things that, there's things that I did before I had kids that I stopped doing when I had kids. And it might seem like, you're giving so much of your time to your child, and that's a good thing, but believe me, you have to find pockets of time during the day to find yourself, right? To just sit with yourself, because it's only going to get harder. And if you take the job too seriously, and you don't keep a part of you, it'll make you resent yourself, right? It'll make you eventually hate being a dad, like I did. And I realized early on that in order to be a better dad, I actually had to spend less time being a dad. So that, when I was a dad, I was there. I was mentally there for them. I wasn't lost, right? I knew who I still was, and I was just able to show up better. And so, there's this trap that we can get into when you're a dad, that you want to just invest all of your time in being a dad, and that's very noble, and early on that's probably what you have to do, but slowly you have to find pockets of time to spend with yourself and to do the things that still make you happy, right? That bring joy to you and allow you to just get away for a bit, because it's it's the best job in the world, but it's also the most demanding job in the world. So find time to take breaks. Find time to take breaks.